I'm alive.
Shalom and good day all. And today, in the Super Science Fortress of Attitude, we are going to covering the first issues of Superman Rebirth.
Yep. Woohoo! Woo!
First 6 issues. The Son of Superman. Woohoo!
Yay!
Very nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Some awesome covers in the first 6 issues.
Yeah.
Awesome covers.
Yeah, all the credit. And father and son, back together here. But not the reader special. Ooh, as I go the covers.
Okay.
And the trade paperback is worth picking up.
Yep. Like the hardcover would pick up too.
Yep. Gonna have to work on getting it.
Cover.
Nice.
Very nice. I like the covers that have John showing up in it as well.
Yeah, that's adorable.
They're fantastic.
Yeah. Plus, chronologically, this book takes place after the final year of Superman story arc.
Yeah, it's after the death of Superman.
That was New 52 Superman.
Yeah, between the New 52 and Rebirth.
Yep. Also after Dark Side War. All that necessary for the trial evil for good men to do nothing. I didn't believe that quote with all my heart. I thought you did too. Saying it.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't want to
I think he's reading from one of the issues.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I just think it's a good idea to people listening to maybe give them a little bit of a background of what led into, because we're reviewing Superman issues 1 to 6.
Yes.
Superman 1 to 6, and the story arc is called Son of Superman.
Yep.
And it should be noted that before this series began, that we had Convergence, and we had John Kent born to the Superman and Lois Lane of the pre-Flashpoint version.
Yep.
And essentially, what happened is Superman was actually spying on the New 52 Superman. There was actually 2 Superman on the Earth, and the Superman we now love, the Rebirth Superman, was essentially keeping a low profile and not wanting to interfere with the New 52 Superman, and just living a nice quiet life with his wife Lois Lane and his son and their son Jonathan Kent. And they were living in Hamilton County, about 300 miles outside of Metropolis, and they were keeping essentially a low profile. And in any event, when the New 52 Superman died, and this Superman, Rebirth Superman, had to step up to the plate and be the new Superman for the DC universe, and that's essentially what he did. That's where we were at the beginning of Superman Rebirth issue 1, and that first story arc, issue 1 through 6, introduced readers to Jonathan Kent, young John Kent, of course, named after his grandfather, Kal-El's Earth father, Jonathan Kent. And it's a fantastic opening arc. It's what made myself, and I know I'm sure I can speak for Tehillim and Tevya, that we fell in love with young John Kent as destined to be the young Superboy at that time. And I'll just let you guys take it from there.
Yep. Oh yeah. My quality is this story takes place after Superman Lewis and Clark series, which the comic movie suggested in general, like background check. Before we had New 52, we had Convergence, which Convergence was a mess. And you want to start that story about how the one thing that came out of Convergence in general, the one thing that came out of Madness was the Superman Lewis and Clark series. One of my favorite story of all time that takes place in DCU, long story. And during the time, during this story, we also had the Superman Truth Arc, and that's about dog or the bear because the Truth Arc was garbage. Don't read it. It's hello, Dr. Mortimer. Yeah, all right. The Truth Arc, in my opinion, was not that great, but back on track. And during this time, we also had by the Superman. The right there, New 52 Superman. And I know something got pissed off now, but damn it, New 52 my Superman. New 52 without it. Look, New 52 Superman, he was fine, but he wasn't my Superman. I'm sorry, New 52 Superman, now I've been Superman day one, and his death was a good death, in my opinion. Finally, after all this stuff, we finally got to the Rebirth. And Rebirth was a major necessary because of PG. DCU with a failure. Convergence happened, and so we finally got to the Superman arc. And this book, I don't know, for my other favorite story. I love Tomorrow's Superman. Tomorrow's Superman, amazing, awesome, and this book, this story is amazing. It gets into my boy John Mason and his boy. Technically speaking, his favorite parent like this, but I love particularly all three stories. All three stories, in my opinion, but the acting are amazing. And what I can say, right? This is a great story, and I recommend checking it out for itself because if you're Superman fan, check it out. Yep, let me tell you.
Well, you all jumped onto the easiest points in that to pick out in regards to what led up to the Son of Superman. And they're all right. They're all absolutely correct. I did enjoy what Convergence gave to us in regards to giving us John Samuel Kent.
Yep.
And take note, this story was written by Dan Jurgens,
Yep.
who then moved on to the Rebirth of Action Comics. And that was fantastic. And you can see him still sort of like showing the character's growth even for John in that run. But even though we're not talking about the Action Comics run right now, we are talking about the Tomasi Rebirth run. What these first 6 issues do is they help build the world up to which the family of these the Kent family is in, and where everything starts off in the humble roads of Hamilton, of all places.
Well, actually, before they started, we were special. We were special for Superman. We were special.
Yes, there was.
Which that issue explained why the two Superman. Because if you never read the Superman, you'll be extremely lost. The code will fly. I got a panel. I got a panel. It's so great. Yeah.
Now, take note that this Superman costume isn't the one that a certain writer is using.
Oh, yeah, Bendis.
Right now.
Yeah.
But it was still a good costume that was set for him.
Yep.
That I did enjoy, and I also liked what they did with John.
Yep.
How he basically got a zip, almost very similar to a hoodie. His costume.
Yep.
But it's still good.
It was adorable.
I think it should be noted that young John Kent, his costume, he actually got his shirt, his top, Superman top, from a second-hand shop.
That's correct.
In their home, and that's actually explained in the first issue. And what I love about the first issue is that young John Kent, I mean, he gets his first, he buys his second-hand shop Superman T-shirt, and then he acquires a cat, a gold cat that he calls Goldie. And I love that he accidentally melts and kills the cat because the kitten is is basically swooped up by an eagle, and then in anger he uses his heat vision and he kills the cat.
Yeah,
I actually thought that was quite comical, and that scene led to him meeting
Cappy.
Kathy Brandon, who was his neighbor, and her grandpa Cobb, is a character that would play a significant role in subsequent story arcs.
Yeah, in the Black Dawn story arc.
Yeah, and what I really liked is the friendship that developed between Kathy and young John Kent, because he needed one, and I really liked the way that Tomasi and Gleason developed that, and they did such a great job with they're so good. Patrick Gleason is so good at drawing expressive eyes. Like he can draw children so well, and he did such a great job. I mean, this scene here when he first meets Kathy, and she sees that he uses his heat vision to take out the eagle and the cat. I mean, it's just a beautifully drawn scene.
Indeed.
And the fact that she doesn't tell on him and doesn't report him to his father, it's a beautifully illustrated and written first opening issue.
In fact, that opening issue gave everyone the background with John, right? If you can see. Hang on.
Yeah, there were absolutely some incredible pages in this comic run.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter what issue you went to in any of the 6, they all had something wonderful to offer.
Yeah.
The first issue, I thought in that particular scene where he did also use his heat vision against the eagle, not just anger, but also fear, and almost a terrifying fear, the seeing on his face, because he knew that he broke the rules.
Yeah, but it was good reading. He's getting pity.
Yeah. He was trying to do the right thing, stepped out of bounds, realized he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to go about bringing it up, and this is where the second issue actually comes in and helps with it.
Well, not just that, but it also showed up like Batman and Wonder Woman show up in this issue.
Hey, good to see you, Ed Brewer. Glad to see you made it.
Well, it showed me Batman and Wonder Woman talk to Superman, because since Adam and before this story takes place before Superman 1 was an accident story altogether, they don't know the Superman, because their Superman that he died. Or literally exploded.
And you can see also between the characters, and also when you move into the second issue, after he opens up about what the Justice League said to him, that they were a bit unsure of how much they could trust him, because he's made his appearance. After losing their own. And that was really good. That also played really well with the story that came ahead.
They needed to establish his trust, and he needed to establish theirs. In the opening part of the second issue, that's when the Justice League sends Superman to rescue that nuclear submarine, which ultimately ended up being such that he had Jonathan learn how to focus his heat vision better, that unfortunately, young John Kent ended up injuring his dad quite badly, burning him badly, but he could take the heat, and the advice that Superman gave his son was aim small, mix small with your heat vision, and it was good advice, and it's also a little bit of a life lesson there too. Which that's one of the things I like about the entire 6-issue arc, is that there's life lessons planted in there by writer Peter Tomasi, that you can, anybody reading it, whether you're young or old, or an older guy like me with a 5-year-old daughter. I mean, there are life lessons here that you can really get out of it.
Which even Superman said in dialogue, which is quote, I can take it down. Look at me, I'm fine. It's your sins. Try it. You can do it. You're my son. And she John did a bag, like the bag who get he take out his coat. It's a really Superman symbol. Was actually awesome. Like, you're my son. It's so cool. Like, it makes me smile so much. It reminds me of being on Dragon Ball Z, or with actually pretty cool weapons. This is why I love Tamashi writing and Jeremy of Superman, because they get the Superman character. Like, unlike the New 52, which I know I keep a New 52 if I have to, because New 52, let's face it, New 52 was a failure and a bad idea on day one. They had to reboot Superman edgy, harder. They died Superman with the punch thing and stuff. No! Look! I'm action Superman, but that's Superman. That's more big and generic Superman I've seen way too many times. I want Superman to be smart, intelligent, and he's hard. Not just like fight something and beat it in a few seconds. That's boring! We've seen that too many times before. Like, I'm tired of bad writers taking Superman and making him boring. That's why Superman being a parent, I mean, it works because it's a story no one has never seen before. Oh, sorry.
Tevya, I think you'll find that in this arc, both Tomasi and Gleason played a part in writing the script, as well as Gleason working on the art.
Yep. You're right on that.
Well, Peter Tomasi, he in the credits, he credits them both as storytellers.
Yeah.
He does give Tomasi that credit as well. So yeah, they're both. That's accurate. Yes, it is.
Yeah, they also wrote the Rebirth one-shot special, which is like awesome epic splash to Doomsday.
Yeah, and it's also good seeing those writers combining their storytelling together as to what they've done in the past. I enjoy, like, for example, Patrick Gleason. One of my favorite stories that he actually works on is Robin, Son of Batman.
Oh yeah, he did like that.
I love that story. It is one of my favorites.
It's actually a Dana Wayne story.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you can see how much he has also learned by being alongside with Peter J. Tomasi.
Yeah.
Because what he showed in the first arc in Robin, Son of Batman, is that, yes, he will take the time to get and know the character inside and out. But he also has learned how to integrate new characters and make it organic.
Not forced. Like
yeah.
Okay, you know what? This is like, okay. I hate putting Bendis up. I have to because oh boy, this is why I have Bendis. You think that new character that picks up Red Cloud? Who's Red Cloud? I'll give it to you. And it takes like 6 issues to get to the damn point, and we find out it's the supporter lady. Who? Like Robinson Good. Who cares a damn? I'll get Robinson Good. Just boy. Like unlike Tomasi and Gleason and Tomasi, like I said, they actually know how to introduce new characters, like Cappy and the other character from Robinson about nobody, but made it organic, not forced. And that's how my point. Bendis keep new characters that are not interesting, they're boring. Tomasi and Gleason, they understand characters.
Yeah. If I were to add on top of that, I reckon Bendis could learn from Gleason, especially of his time period that he's actually been at DC.
Yeah.
Of how to write for DC.
Yeah.
Right. You can normally tell the difference between one person's storytelling and another, and how they bring it across, and how much they also understand of that universe or of that world.
Yeah.
Well, it's unfortunate that we're not. Bendis is doing his own thing. He's never gonna. Bendis was very disrespectful of Tomasi, and he completely ignored it. Bendis did whatever he wanted. And, I heard it through what I consider to be a very reliable source that there was not any collaboration between Bendis and Tomasi or anything like that in the
Or
transition.
Grecian.
There wasn't any of that at all. And well, that is what it is. But I just want to make a point about Robin, son of Batman. That lasted about 12 issues, and that's when Damian actually acquired Goliath, right? His
Yeah,
Goliath,
That's
right?
correct.
You'll love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That-
I remember that. That was
That
that
is,
was during the DCU.
It
Yeah.
was in DCU. Yeah, which also led up into another story, Robin War, which as I brought before, Robin War was a stupid event. I mean, hang on, I'll try to screen share it. Can you see?
Well, it was there was an event that essentially led to the Signal becoming an actor, more for Duke, the character.
Yeah, for
than
Duke.
anyone else,
With
I think.
this entire story, in my opinion, was not that good. Wait, yeah, can you see?
That's the
Yeah.
Robin Wall that you're showing there.
Yeah,
We're looking Robin, son of Batman.
yeah, but I remember after Robinson and Batman, we got Robin War, which I don't remember. This entire story was made for Real Robin, a stupid series that made no sense. But hang on, yeah, got.
Hey, it's our favorite archivist. Eric. Good to see you made it. Good to see you made it, Eric. Hey, Dragon Majesty read some of the Super Sons. Excellent.
Guy Turtles are real great.
Because about a question I have about issue 2 is what happened to Brandon or Kathy Brandon? Like, whatever happened to her character? She just disappeared at the end of the run. Remember?
Oh yeah.
In the Rebirth, like at the end, at issue 45, the last place she was seen
Was with
was when they ended up going to like a bit of a festival thing.
yeah, the fair.
And
Right.
you remember the Boizaro arc that they had?
I remember that was the last story from Tomasi and Grecian.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was seen around that period, and then issue 45 came.
Yeah.
And they sort of like having had a bit of a fate or affair.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, it was a fair celebration. Superman and John.
And in it, you got to see Kathy, you got to see Maya. She was there too.
Yep.
And
Right,
that's a
right.
character that Patrick Gleason created. Love the character.
Yeah, she's adorable.
So, right. So, I guess my point is that these characters are still characters that could still be incorporated. They could still be used. These characters.
Yes.
They could be still
And
used.
Bendis still hasn't used any of these characters, nor likely will he, because they're all too young now. I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. The problem with Bendis, in my opinion, I have with him, and I hate the guy. I don't want to hate the guy in person. I know that he's a nice friend in real life, but my problem with Lighter is that he keeps messing everything. He keeps taking time. Hey, I'm not gonna do content. I'm gonna do my own story, make my own characters. Except, no, get them. You can't even boring. Like for example, like I can't believe it. What goes on? Who can never over that awful villain? I mean, they're saying that I'm evil. I'm gonna kill Benny Krypton. Are you gonna kill Krypton lady? No, I'm going to kill the last Kryptonian. But why? Reasons. Because I'm evil and I want to kill everybody. What? What was that? It's like hell all over again. Another generic monster character would make no sense. And hell would New 52. But Scott Liddell was another writer very force of a history list. With. Like, what made Tomasi and Grecian work, that they understood the character and they made new characters, it made sense. It was organic, not forced. And that's why I love Tomasi's work. He great characters. Heck, he brought the Arkham Knight in. For those who don't know Arkham Knight or play Arkham Knight, spoiler if you haven't played that game already. The Arkham Knight in the game it's Jake and Todd, which if anyone read Underwood Heard or read about history, you find it, you will likely will get that. But in the Tentacons one, they activate a triple augmented system lab. It actually casts light. Guys, like like do you got one who augmented in the comics?
Hey, good to see you, Maverick.
Let's see, Maverick. They've been doing everything wrong. I agree. He's doing everything wrong.
Oh, and we've got another guest in the house.
Drunk That Nation.
Hey, nice to see you made it. Thank you.
Hey, man.
Thanks for making it.
Well, I should mention that at the end of issue 2, what I like about the end of issue 2 of Superman Rebirth is Jonathan Kent. He gets actually knocked out. He falls out of the tree. He's in the tree with Catherine, and he falls out and gets rendered unconscious. And that's when at the beginning of issue 3, they take him to the Fortress of Solitude, which they know is the Fortress of Solitude of the previous Convergence Superman, or the new 52.
Well, new Superman, because the Convergence went out there with the mountain. That's his fortress. The fortress.
Yes, and what they find is that John Kent is actually he's not completely invulnerable yet, and of course that's when they confront the Eradicator. And I really love how Tomasi uses the Eradicator as a character that really uses the Eradicator as a method of which to explore the dichotomy between Superman's legacy, as the legacy of the sun and the legacy of Krypton, and all the spirits of those dead Kryptonians were inside the Eradicator, and he absorbs Krypto. He ends up absorbing Krypto, the super dog, and ultimately that leads to a great scene in issue 6, where Jonathan Kent gets quite pissed off because of what happens to his dog, and when he eventually helps down take the Eradicator. But I really like how Tomasi wrote that, and I really liked Tomasi and Gleason, I guess they wrote it together.
Yeah,
and the scene and just the way it all came together. I really like the story. I like the story of the spirits of Krypton sort of embodied in the Eradicator, and essentially the Eradicator wanting to destroy the human side of Jonathan Kent. Get rid of the Lois Lane side of Jonathan Kent because he felt it was corrupted. And I love the way that his father defended him. I thought it was very, very well done.
Also, not to mention, the Eradicator was made by General Zod, who apparently in this continuity, unlike New 52 Eradicator, which if you like New 52 Boy, the New 52 Boy Eradicator was so stupid that, but it's the heart of the planet. Like, what? Try reading up New 52 Eradicator in your back for me, because that book was confusing in the mind, but Patrick Gleason and Tomasi, they retconned that trial of resistance. New Eradicator that makes sense, because and this Eradicator said, I quote, this protocol was created by General Zod. He Christian outside the Eradicator. Our duty was to seek out and was controlling lawbreakers on General Zod's list. Yeah, they're kind of believing like judges from Judge Dredd, but he's Krypton with degree. And they were made in generality to fight against criminals. But when Krypton blew up, if the Eradicator, like I said, took all the soul from Krypton and put it in their body, which that's actually really cool. Actually, like we introduced to Eradicator. Yeah, he did. Right, that was a great art.
Well, aren't we forgetting a person who played an important role in that too? Lois Lane?
Yeah, Lois Lane.
And what she said to John?
Yeah.
And what she wore? And what did
the helmet?
Yes.
Issue 6. I love that.
Yes, yes, that comes up. That comes in the next upcoming issues.
It does, but issue 6 is badass. Like my bit back in when John and Superman fight the Eradicator and punch him in the face. It's awesome. Like Butter's son.
I enjoyed a little. Yeah, I enjoyed the words that she also gave to John in that time period. If you have a look at what she said,
Yeah.
very clear but very straight to the point too.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want him to make the wrong mistake,
Yeah.
something that he might regret later on. And I thought that was really good, considering also the lesson that he learned beforehand when he was with his dad, helping with the octopus situation. And it just shows a real nice balance that these two are actually in sync as parents in taking care of their son.
Yeah. With Lord said after when John gets angry, get pissed off about Eradicator when Tim Crypto. Yeah. Well, John, don't listen to me. You're the better one sided. You're gonna be great. Choose to be. Yep. And John had to go to help his dad, and well, put as in the fate was awesome. And that caused the Eradicator to be exploded, kind of, sort of. And they teleported always to Metropolis. When there was another character out there, which turned out there a long time, a Bibbo.
Yeah, and that scene you're reading, Tevla, where Lois says that to John, her son, that you can be great if you choose to be. In that same scene, in that same issue, that's issue 4. I love that there's a generational divide as well that's united because Superman ends up being trapped in the Eradicator. Within the Eradicator, and he talks to the souls of the spirits of the dead Kryptonians, and he also talks to his father, Jonathan Kent. So he talks to his own father, Jonathan Kent, as well as the other spirits of the dead Kryptonians, and makes it out of the Eradicator, and then ultimately ends up pulling out Krypto. So
yeah,
actually
with that issue 6. Yep. Right there. Sorry to interrupt, but the actually scene we talk with the we talked is Paul, Paul Kent from before Paul Kent died, I think that's in issue 3, I think. Well, I think they get the issue 3. I remember you. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. When they ran and Bill Bar. They actually kryptonite in the rock, and Bibbo threw the rock basically away from the bar. And they actually showed the krypton go inside Clark for a sec. But like I said, we see Parkin show up. Actually, pretty cool. He said, "You're always right where someone needs you to be. Can't do that, son. You got a young family to look after now. Your duty of the living to carry on the name of those of us who can't, so we can rest easy. So that you can be free." Yep. And she mentioned all the sort of krypton, but then Eradicator being a pretty jerk. Basically take the sort of krypton out into his body. But being actually the sort of krypton as inspired Superman, they had to go out there to give Superman, Lois, and John some time. So Superman does the smart thing to the submarine, put Lois and John there, and they go to the moon, to Batman Moon Base, which is issue 5. Which issue 5 is one of my favorite moments because Adam 4 it had Superman, Lois, and Clark go to the cave and on the moon, which that was awesome. I got a moment she got that bats. It's pretty cool. But like they follow him and add him in for kind of alien alien in general actually the Eradicator will not stop and it will never stop until it gets both John and Clark, which in many comic books, it does get caught. But being a badass, we're just saying that Lord, after looking at that, but she gets the helmet on her and kicks the record at it. Awesome. He said, get your head off my son. It's awesome.
Yeah. It was really good. And I actually love the idea of a bat cave on the dark side of the moon. That was an inspired idea. I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably not, to my knowledge, I don't think Batman ever had a Batcave on the moon in any other story, but I might
No,
I
he
stand to be
didn't.
corrected on that. But that was great. And I particularly love, it's unfortunate that Superman and Superboy ended up, and Lois Lane in the Hellbat suit ended up just pretty much destroying the Batcave.
Yeah.
But Batman didn't seem to be too upset about it. At the end of issue 6, he says, you know, he could afford to fix it, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I really like there was that scene where you know, it's really in that battle on the moon base where John Kent really finds his courage. He finds a lot more of his courage and his bravery, and he's forced to step up to the plate and battle in order to save his dad and to save Lois. Of course, Lois helps him out. You know, Mom in the Hellbat suit. Actually, it was really funny because later on in issue 6, I think Jonathan Kent teased his mom and called her Bat Mom.
Yes, he did.
And he went like they call her Bat Mom, right?
Sorry to interrupt, but when issue 5 when Superman gets sort of Krypton, it's actually a cool moment because he said thank you, your mom, for owning that poor kiddo. I'll take it from here. Like a full Super Saiyan badass moment. Awesome. When Superman has to go to Krypton inside him and goes Super Saiyan, it's pretty bad. He calls it Supercharged. Krypton inside him and Superman. It's so bad and awesome. When you go out there and get awesome. How far on will you point the future of the arrow? The target. How long will you put the exit in the of a foreign world? They find out my parent and do the so second of it. Then go up to man, how to keep my voice safe? Wait, awesome. The sheriff the hot will draw you deep in the target. With your opportunity arrow, accept that he's a mistake. Ever see that Peter? What kind of occasion? Never. John's not a mistake. Yep. And you have to do one bad moment, you get kicked out from the arcade. Awesome. Woo! And kaboom! And nuclear mushroom crowd. Awesome. In fact, the last word arcade said it cold. Alone. This is how you feel? High in the darkness. I never felt alone. Kicked out, sit. Woo! Yep. And the final moment I can touch Superman reveals to the world that he actually is alive. Meaning, like you said in generality, with going back to the bottle. Hey man, Mom. Superman for everybody. Yep. That's adorable. Like father, mother, and son are embracing the future. Like this is why I love Betty Martin's work and Patrick Newman, but they actually get these human moments great. Like it's about father and son and a mother trying to adapt to this new world. And like we said near the end of issue 6, Superman introduced John's trajectory with Batman and Wonder Woman. And that issue was my favorite story of all time.
My favorite part of issue 6 is when they, after defeating the Eradicator, and Crypto has been pulled out of the Eradicator, you know, Crypto's, you know, Superman says to his dog, "Crypto, sit," and he sits on the Eradicator. I thought that was quite good as he walks back, and one of the things that was said in issue 6 by Superman he says that the legacy of the House of L belongs to John. And I think that's something that I think Bendis is building on that. I don't like the way Bendis is building on that, but Bendis has recently stated that in the Legion of Superheroes issue 5 that John is the one true Superman. I don't know if I agree with that, but there is that building on of the legacy aspect of John, and that he is carrying on that legacy of the House of L. And that this was and I loved how Tomasi and Gleason, they established that in this opening arc, and they made it very clear, and they set the right tone moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're 100% right, but 100%. Because, anyway, that level with Ben John with the if I had to live for a second, which that level to Ben did illusion to make no sense because John illusion, which is one, that's bullshit. Two, that makes no sense. Three, that's not organic. That's forced. There wasn't John development from this 10-year-old kid who actually tried to learn enjoy powers to being the one to shoot. Which that doesn't make any sense because Doomsday Clock established that Clark is the one to sue me. You can't retcon that. If you retcon that, you retcon this story. And you retcon basically that part, you retcon Doomsday Clock. But retcon everything in the original story doesn't work. I am tired of getting retcons. They don't make sense. Like, this is why I love about the Swansea movie and Patrick Reed work, because they have John, learn after his mistake, learn to be a great character and be a good hero. And even though he's still a kid, he's still trying to learn how to be a good hero. And like you said, Boom, you might say that John actually is my future, and I've never been alone, which is why I love Tomasi and Gleason, because they understand John and the Superman family. As a family, they work. It's a great unit. It's awesome. Why can't the Wonder Superman be the Wonder Superman? Good question, Ed Brewer.
That's that's very true. That's very, very, very true. And I don't know. Are you? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear. I was actually thinking of maybe having a. Oh, I was thinking of maybe responding to that to Ed Brewer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Seeing that you two have taken up quite a bit of time. I agree. It's a really good question. What was it in the Joker's Wild? Which is not connected to the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude. I ended up addressing an issue on a topic called Arkham Education, and you might want to check that out. And it's called Educating Bendis. And I don't know. I think no. I know Tevye read it. I'm not too sure about Comic Room. He may have read it. And alright. Yes, there has been a lot of bad issues, especially in regards to retconning.
Yeah.
And trust me, ever since Bendis has come on, I have been counting every retcon that he has brought in.
How many retcons have you done?
It's got to be over the 50 mark now of how many things he's actually retconned.
What?
So, yes, including retconning on top of his own retcons.
Wait.
Terrible.
One example is Rogol Zar. Right? I want to give you the example of Rogol Zar. This is the best example to work with. With Rogol Zar, when he brought him into his Superman run, not the Tomasi Superman run.
Yeah.
When he made his appearance in Man of Recycled Toilet Paper, as I state, according to the article, he gives the impression that Rogol Zar is sort of like from another planet.
Yep.
Later on, it goes a little bit further. By the end of the Unity saga and the House of Our saga, it's retconned that, he was a Kryptonian all along.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Wait. How does that make sense?
Why did you just literally shit on your own retcon, to put it bluntly?
That's confusing. How do you open up a Kryptonian? Why is it confusing? What? My point
Right, another thing too is in regards to the Legion of Superheroes, which I also address in the article, is that some of the things that have happened, such as, I'm going to call it the abuse of Damian Wayne under the Legion of these future supervillains. They're not heroes. They are not heroes at all.
They're not. They're assholes.
To put it bluntly, yes. And of course, you see in that run that yes, Bendis wants to establish John Kent as the true Superman. Well, you realize what he's basically doing to Siegel and Schuster?
He's taking away the iconic character and retconning it and not being the one to zoom in. No, instead of being the father who's the one to zoom in, who set up everything from every single universe and every single comic for existence, he said packaged the next John to John, which doesn't work. You can't retcon that. If you retcon it, you retcon everything from the entire universe. It doesn't work. Doomsday Clock established that Superman Clark Kent is the one true Superman. It's not in Doomsday Clock, it's not in Pre-Flashpoint. Heck, even if you can do it established like that, okay, you can do that, that's pretty magic, it's pretty fucking fun. But if you got more than expect to see my legacy, I bet you could.
Alright, let me finish.
Right.
Alright. If you look into, say, the older Legion of Superheroes, and I also bring up an article that was brought up by CVR, right, there is basically quite a lot of leniency within the Legion of Superheroes to even have the Justice League turn up, Young Justice turn up, Teen Titans, even the Titans, and also including the Super Sons.
Oh yeah, you did show it. So young John Kent
Yes.
and Wayne.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter how far back you went with this particular series, it does actually allow the door for someone other than Superman to come into and have a look at this future.
Yeah.
Right? It could be used as an opportunity for someone to reform their lives, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you look at what happened with Damian Wayne, it was just instant do this against him. Whoa. Don't you realize what you've already done? You have enacted in an action which could be counted as criminal? Take into account, Damian would still be a minor.
Yeah.
Right? Even under the Legion of Superhero rules. Don't you think that they would have rules against harming minors?
Especially that person, charged and, still trying to, well, not charge this team now, but, who's trying to win the place out of a good hill and not become like the monster from Bound Beyond or some like these old Six Sisters future. But that is human.
Yeah, and looking at the rules, just going according to what Bendis established in the Superman, and also within the Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah.
Alright? And this is a great thing that Comic Boom actually brought up on his own channel. And I totally agree with the point that he brought up, is that there was an absolute violation of their own rules.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? You have the Legion of Superheroes traveling from the future to the past, okay? What's that? Time traveling. Then you have the United Planets practically using the same thing to send who back to the past? This Jor-El.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So this rule has now been violated twice.
Yep.
2 times.
We're still confused the hell. I mean, let me get this
Well,
straight.
it's funny that they actually executed Jor-El. They sent Jor-El back to when Krypton exploded. Essentially executed.
Yes.
Even though it wasn't Mr.
One of the reasons why they did that to Jor-El, because he had time traveled in violation, and yet nobody seemed to care that these Legion of Superheroes appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
On Unity Day, time traveling, claiming to be time travelers, and nobody blinks an eye. And and also as a quick aside, I should also say, why wasn't Rogue Lazar executed? What happened to Rogue Lazar?
Yep.
Bendis never thought it was, never thought he would address that. Like, what the F is going on?
Yeah, and to make it even worse, when you see the usual, Superman is looking at me, said, wait, what? That's the man, Junior got never finished. Junior got was finished, and that's so ill. Why are you lecturing Junior got never do Superman early? You can't do that. Junior got was made to bring back the Superman. That was the plan. But then Benny came out and said, "No, I'm not gonna do that plan. So we're gonna spoil that plan out and Russ cut that plan and we because John made it with the superheroes." Hold the phone there, G. That what? No, Superman meant to be Superman when he's a child. You can't recognize the domino effect that changed the timeline. Oh my god, my brain's hurting up.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Jerome and stars, I do have stuff. When the United Native Plans or whatever the epic name is so stupid. They execute Mr. Oz, the Jor-El. Don't they question how he's trying to tell in the first place? It was Dr. Manhattan who brought back to the present, not him. Why don't they question it? God.
Hey, good to see you, Darth Pin. Welcome to the stream. And yes, I'm doing quite good. And I hope you enjoy the stream. We're talking about the Super Sons. We've just gone a little bit off track, just addressing some side issues in regards to what happened, sort of like where the Super Sons was really good to what's presently happening with the Superman run by Brian Michael Bendis. And there are many that don't enjoy his runs, myself included. About the only thing of Bendis that I have come to enjoy is actually some of his Jinx World titles, and that's the only thing of his that I will promote. A lot of the Bendis stuff that I have been covering has been covered under Fool's Gold. And I address the issues and also the key points of what he's missing in his stories. So welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy it.
Yep.
One of the things that I just want to quickly note that at the end of the Super Sons arc, one of the last acts that happens is Superman, Clark Kent gives his son, John Kent, a pair of glasses to wear as a disguise. And I really like that scene because he's basically teaching his son that obviously that's the beginning of his own secret identity that he's going to have to develop for himself. And, he'll have to become accustomed to maybe protecting his secret. And it's just another example of how disappointed I am that Bendis would come along and take away the secret identity.
Yeah.
Because passing on that legacy, passing on the importance, when you're the most powerful person in arguably the universe, who you are has to be kept secret. And this nonsense that you should be revealing yourself, changing the Superman mythology. So now he's going to pass on a legacy to his son. And, not that necessarily that John Kent needs to have a secret identity, but I mean, maybe let him have one. If somebody's going to dispense with a secret identity, maybe that's a next generation thing.
Yeah.
It was just too rushed. I don't like what Bendis did with it. I don't like the loss of a secret identity. I don't like what it says about John. We've lost an entire generation of stories like Son of Superman that where we get to watch a young John Kent learn and grow and make mistakes and have that a mentor relationship with his father. And we've been robbed of that. And that when I read Son of Superman, it just reminded me, and it really reinforced how really truly disappointed I am with the direction that DC has taken. And just, I don't like the Bendis Superman stories at all. They're boring, they're uneventful. I mean, who cares who Leviathan is? I mean, it's just really bad storytelling. And the whole secret identity revelation, it ruins it. His relationship with Jonathan Kent is absolutely ruined. He's made John. John, look at the family. Look at the family unit of Lois Lane and Clark Kent with John and their son in this opening arc of the first 6 issues of Son of Superman, first 6 issues of Superman Rebirth. Compare that to what Bendis has done to him. He's ripped the family apart. Lois is a bitch. She's unlikable. Superman's irresponsible. He's now meek and mild. He's given up his identity. Now Clark Kent, who is meek and mild. Now Superman is as meek and mild as Superman is. It's pathetic. They don't even care if Jonathan Kent's in the future. They don't know where he is. They don't seem to care. They didn't care when he ran off with the psychotic grandfather. They didn't care when he came back for 5 minutes and then he's running off again. The whole thing, I think, is just absolutely despicable.
Agree, Con Boom. And to make it even worse, they left their own Rose with their own 10-year-old son to a madman, to Mr. R and the Bendis arc, but that made no sense. What? I'm sorry. The Rose with the I knew of it, the Tomasi one would never do that. She was a badass. She killed her own son. She protected him from an eradicator. Because with the monster was going to kill him. And she defended her own son to a mad machine to Terminator. Terminator franchise. Holy shit! Tomasi, you combine both Sarah Connor and Ripley from Alien and Terminator. That's other bad combination. But that's the goal that I knew love. It's talking about Sarah Connor and Ripley from Alien Terminator. And this was a bad Alien Terminator moment when the regular attack against John, she used the helmet armor to kick out the arcade ass. I mean that. You know my point. And what makes it even worse is near the end argument when John gets to see the man with the glasses. That was so adorable. That was so cute because it passed from father to son. Like Clark teaches his own son how to be a good person, but also how to blend into with humanity. Because John's half human, half Praetorian. And in a way, what made that special, in my opinion, well, it's like passed to the next generation, but it also showed John how to be a human and how to be a great hero like his father. And what breaks my heart when Bendis came in and destroyed this many relationship between Clark and Rose and John, that they take this great CIA, burn up a 45 issue, and throw it away because nonsense. Because I don't know what a child. That's boring. I'm gonna format acting with Mr. Sluggerman and have him get tortured by Ultraman from Earth 3. We thought that didn't make sense because Earth 3 was destroyed. We saw the but at the end of Darkseid War. Wait, Darkseid went Forever Evil. I forget. Forever Evil, we saw Earth 3 got destroyed. Then Darkseid War, the old concept got killed. But then no, they came back. Wait, what? My brain's running. But back on track. The mega send the make long story short, too great. But again, we're trying to when Bennett took the Superman, he took away all the great program to Martin Gleason, all the hard work that they built for John. They built a great series that was great, and then they threw it all away. Well, Ben threw it all away because I don't want to do Secret anymore because I did it in Marvel. Let's do it DC. Even though we did a Secret review before during the Truth arc, and that failed miserably. No one wants a repeat of a story we've done already. Stop it. Stop repeating bad story and just do your own story that makes sense. Not for the good stuff that built up from the Rebirth. If you retcon all that crap, and then you take all the great stuff, which is bad. And and reviving. Oh my! This broke me. Reviving the final straw. I mean, because who's reviving? You're reviving. And then reviving plan with the kidnap John because John he's afraid that John did with a weapon. Okay. If you knew about John in that time, then why did you kidnap him and then when you're still a child before though Mr. Arnold goes on crap? Why couldn't you use reviving at the key to get John? Ow. It blew my mind in John that we got that reviving could have been using at an opponent for John. That could have been a great story. You have reviving, kidnap John, kidnap him as a child, and then 10 yourself, and then but you have John try to break out Reviving, kick Reviving's ass, and boom, did the story. And then it would have to escape and try to do one, but about Reviving. And then if you want to have a remark Shaw, fine. Julia Reveal. I don't give them a mock shot. They're born anyway, but you want to use them? But have most of it be John villain. Not be every other villain who's just used a villain who's not getting them out. What? Have basically the main villain be like the gang. Funny Man Super Sense. Actually, wait, I came with a better idea. Rodman could have been with the gang. That would have been funny.
Well, we're starting to approach the end of covering those 6 issues.
Yeah.
Were there any favorite covers you had?
My
issues. One,
my favorite
in
cover
1 to
was the first
6.
one.
The first one?
Yeah, I just love it. I love that. I just love Peter Tomasi's art, and I love the big S, and I love.
Oh, you mean Patrick Gleason's art?
Patrick Gleason.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite cover is issue 6. Issue 6 cover with both Father and Son in the Heat Vision. It's actually pretty cute, pretty adorable, and actually awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy each of the covers that has Superman with his son in them, because it is a story that is being centered around him.
Yeah,
and,
my father and son.
Yeah. And it shows a good way of sort of like handing down the legacy one to the other.
Yeah, and when Clark like take John to the watchtower, he actually said that quote probably won't figure what Superman did in my cave. I go Superman, you're here to hurt. I'm here to help. I get for the repairs. My pod always taught me to clean out our own messes. That's what we tend to do. I meet it to my son, and Dad said, "Hi." Adorable, and Superboy, and John meets the Chinese with Batman 101 and Superman. It's so cute. Like
it was a good scene. The end of that.
I love that finale. That was a great arc. Like it's my favorite arc of all the art. Well, yeah, that's true. All the art of my favorite are fantastic, but it probably be saying with my favorite arc is issue 7. With issue 7, in my opinion, what a great story. Because Superman, John, and Clark go to the fair. It's set. Hi. I love that moment. That's adorable. It's so cute. Like it makes me miss young 10-year-old John Kent even more because
it does.
it's so adorable. But I have to take all that away for his crap.
Well, we've got probably around half an hour left before this stream ends.
Yeah.
Perhaps we'd like to find out what the audience is reading, or has been reading this time, of the Voldemort Horcrux, which is showing its stupid witchcraft, calling its name a certain virus.
I call it the C virus from Resident Evil.
So, to anyone who's still present, what have you been reading in this time period? Well, when we're ready to answer, I guess.
Yeah, we're not going to get an answer.
It's dropped. That's neither here nor there. But
yeah.
What about you, Tevya? You been reading anything, or?
Yeah. I actually read a recent book from that Cody gave me from Chip Zdarsky called Afterload or something like that. It's actually a very cool story. It kind of reminded me of Ghost Rider if you would Drive Angry, the Nicolas Cage movie. But the story's actually pretty cool. But it kind of yeah, that. Hang on, I got. Can you see?
Yep.
Ta-da.
Oh, very nice.
Yep. I actually did a review on my channel, and the story actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool story in my opinion.
Oh, here we go. Eric Breen has been reading some 70s Avengers.
Nice.
Awesome. Eric Ed Brewer, some back issues of Marvel team up with the Thing. That sounds awesome.
That's an awesome indeed. Yeah. Speaking of recent news, we actually got to come out for the death metal for that kind of event, and death metal it looks like it's gonna honor a lot of stuff from Doomsday Clock. Because so we know Dr. Manhattan's gonna be death metal. Well, kind of sort of, it's gonna be reference. So it looks like Scott Snyder, unlike Bendis, is gonna have to honor the continuity. Because Scott Snyder loves continuity. Bendis does not like continuity at all. He's full continuity because bullshit. You don't know what Scott Snyder and Bendis. Okay, Scott Snyder, he loves continuity. He loves young John Kent. He loves young John Kent in metal. Why can't Bendis do the same thing as what I think John Kent? I don't get it. Why take away the and throw away the Hobbit, Greg Luck, I like the Rose Rainbow. Okay, the Rose Rainbow, I tried. I really did try to get that book a chance. I gave it 6. Wait, how many issues on a Rose Rain? I think 10 issues, I think. 10 issues. And the one issue I bought with the Arriving Time. And that issue gave it a John Kent and Rose Rain moment. Problem I had of it is that it had John Kent go to the superheroes. Why have John Kent go to the superheroes? You don't know who the superheroes. You never met them.
Well, I know that soon I should be getting my mail from my LCS, so I should be able to get back into covering some Fool's Gold. Yeah, it might be a little bit late, and yes, it will be covering the Legion of Superheroes. I might find another title in there which I'll be able to cover and review.
Yeah.
So, in some cases, better later than never.
Yeah. I actually did hear this though. Apparently, new comic book day is still gonna happen thanks to this new app called Comics something.
Comic Hub, I think it is.
Yeah, that's it. Apparently, new comic day is still gonna happen next week. I think I forget the name of it, but for what I can tell, that comic book program, I don't know how I feel about it. It feels weird. Like they're not information about, or they did information, but it sounds really off. Like,
yeah.
Apparently, Image is not gonna be Image Comics not gonna be part of the Comic Club either for the program. Which, okay, I'll give Image Comics credit because I did the final article about the recently, I found just now, and it looks like they're not gonna be part of the Comic Club program. Which, in one way, that's good because I give Image Comics credit. They always stick to their guns and pick more physical copies. I approve because. Let's face it, I care what physical copies is though, because physical copies you can hold, you can read. You can read it and you don't have to log in to show it in it. But I don't want it physical copy, it take away the physical copy. If the server go down, you read your comics.
Would you like to add anything more, Comic Boom?
Well, I think I pretty much covered it. I mean, I'm reading right now. I'm reading in terms of what I'm reading. I'm reading a whole slew right now. I'm catching up on a lot of the Joe Hill, like Basket Full of Heads, The Plunge, and all those the Low Woods and all those ones. And I got some Valiant. I need to catch up on Dr.
Oh, some Valiant. Oh, is that Dr. Tomorrow you got there?
Yeah.
Worth the read. Worth the read. Good story. The writer knows what he's doing. I've read through the first issue, read through the second, enjoyed the second.
Yeah, well, that's good. If you recommend it, obviously, I got the first 2 issues. I just haven't read them yet, so I
definitely worth the read. They're on my comic haul list.
Sure, right on. Good to hear. Well, thank you for having me on again, guys. we are three people with attitudes making each portraits.
Yep.
The Super Sons Fortress of Attitude.
We should invite Brian Bendis on the stream
Yeah.
since we all like him so much.
Hey, maybe I could suggest him a new title for his Jinxworld run.
Well, yeah, I'm going to screen share everything right now. That's it.
Okay.
Comment tell me this has been anything going forward. Yeah. Apparently, this comic card thing is not going to go forward. It's temporary. So I don't know if it is. Problem. What does this mean?
Well, I read that article. It just means that it's not moving forward at this time. The initial plan was to have the plan was it was hoping that all the comic book retailers in North America would sign up an account with Comics Hub. Some of them already have an account with Comics Hub. Most, or at least half, do not. And the idea would be that you could order your comic books digitally from your comic book shop, and you could read the comic books digitally on a Comics Hub website, and then when the pandemic ends, the physical copies of your comic books, you could pick them up at your local comic shop. But logistically, they can't seem to make it work because not enough retailers are signed up for it, because there's some additional cost for the retailers to make that happen. And I know my comic book retailer I spoke to, it doesn't work out for him or his franchise of comic shops. So it doesn't work for him, unfortunately. And so frankly, it looks like, they're going to have to do something different. And my personal opinion is I want my comics digitally then. And if the comic book retailer market doesn't survive the apocalypse, so be it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all suffering right now, but I don't want the comic book industry to die. We have to give the priority to the comic book industry, not retailers. The industry comes first. We're talking about survival of an industry, not just retailers. And digitally, they can still survive.
They can survive digitally, yes, but I remember I'm more of a picture card digital, but the picture card I can read, I can touch. And it feels more easy to read from physical card than digital. Like, I like digital sometimes, but I don't know. Digital, if the internet goes down, I lose my comics. If the server goes down, I lose my comics. So it's kind of like rules when stuff used to do at the same time, because sure, I'm in my hand, but if my phone gets damaged or destroyed, I lose my comics. So like I said, it wins how used to do it. That's why I physical I trade to get a cover story. Because I don't read issue by issue insanity. Most of the time anyway.
Well, if you noticed that last week I managed to get a Vault review up as well. Covering Batgirl.
Nice.
By Brian Q. Miller. I really enjoyed Volume 1 and Volume 2. And even Brian Q. Miller on Twitter responded to me saying a bit of a thanks that I enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed that.
Aww.
And
right on.
It's good to sort of like promote some of his work, and I definitely want to check out more.
Yeah.
Apart from reading through trades in this time period, to which I'll probably find some other trades to review in this time.
Yeah.
Because if you saw how many trades I've got to read through right now, well, in this time period, at least I've got something else I can review. Whilst I'm waiting for my comics. So that's a good thing. That's a positive that comes out of this. So we can't neglect that. Not only that, I've also got manga I've been reading through.
Nice.
And if there's anything in the manga that I like enough that I want to review it, it too will get reviewed on the channel.
Yeah.
But it won't be reviewed. It won't be reviewed anything in, say, the Super Sons website, Super Sons Fortress of Attitude website. That's its own separate website because it deals with the topic of the Super Sons and those who enjoy the Super Sons. To which we the readers do enjoy the Super Sons.
And Wolverine Super Son's great. And I remember before it was a great like fun family story, a great kid story. It was smart and tight and actually mature because it then felt like dark, gritty, and yeah, there's a dark moments. You can't really there's a dark moments, but it actually makes sense in that dark moment. It was organic, not forced. Which is why when Bendis destroys Super Saiyan, I remember putting it on the live stream, is that it took away this great ancient book, but threw it away because Bendis would do his own thing, and we don't know the history of that. And what when Super Saiyan destroyed, that there's so many stories to tell with Super Saiyan that they're untapped. Like you still got Johnny going to school for God's sake. Like still actually good enemy. To take all that away, it's not this bad story, then okay, it's bad story, but it takes all good story off and have John go up and be a good person. Like his boy would not be rushed to become a total equity. It would make more sense. And that's why I love Super Saiyan so much, and I love my Superman book and Danger Action Comic because he developed the character organically.
Well, to continue on with, say, the Super Sons, how about next week we cover Trial of the Super Son?
Yep.
Well, Trials of the Super Son, to which will then give us the opening for the week after that to begin the first volume of the Super Sons. Unless we want a bit of a break, say, in between, and then move back into...
No matter to me. What Trial of the Super Sons? Is that issue 7 through 12, or what is that?
That's 7 through 13. So, so we start off in 7 through to 13. The first few issues before we do end up into Trial of the Super Sons. Just a couple of small stories.
Yeah.
So a bit of a filler story, and then it moves into the main story, which is the Trial of the Super Son.
Yeah.
Trials of the Super Son.
Issue 7, if I remember well, it's the fair. When John Cardinal go to the fair. But I love it. I love that issue. That issue is adorable. That issue made me smile. It's so cute. Like issue 7 and issue 8 and 9 are my favorite issues in the entire run. Next to issue 10.
So be back around the same time next week.
Yeah.
Cover Trial of the Super Son.
Yeah, sure.
Good.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Well, this is the Super Sons and the Fortress of Attitude with Comic Boom, which you can go check out his channel. Loving the Hellbat suit there. And Tevya Smolka, don't forget to check out his channel. Of course, you already know mine. And we'll be back again next week around the same time, to which we begin the next volume on the Trials of the Super Son. We hope you look forward to it. We look forward to seeing you. We can't do this without you.
Remember, if you're going to come to the fortress, you got to bring your attitude.
Oh, shoot. Oops.
You got to end. That's how you got to end the broadcast. You got to say, remember, you're going to the fortress, and you bring your attitude.
Amen. Amen to that.
All right. Well, how about we end it there?
Okay.
Thank you heaps for turning up.
Yep. Anytime.
All right. Thank you for having me on, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
See you next week.